So, what brings you down here this time, Coach Howard?
This time for my book.
Plugging your book?
Yeah.
I know Howard's been talking a lot about it. I guess you read it. I'm just getting a lot of facts out of it and stuff like that. A lot of interesting stuff in there, right?
Yeah, it's always hard writing a book about yourself, but now I go back and read it, and it's kind of like someone else's life, so if I did anything I'm ashamed of, I can always say it was fiction.
You could lie and just say you made everything up.
I did anyway, so it doesn't matter.
He describes his first oral sex experience as being from a cheerleader named Louise who was a total slut and a pig and gave him crabs.
Ooh.
Yeah.
A cheerleader slut.
Yeah. His mother told him, "You don't have crabs, you have lice, my son," because she was in total denial about him having sex, and she told him he got lice from a tanning bed. If you can imagine. Yeah.
This is some weird family.
He dug up everything.
So, you hoping Howard's going to help sell the book?
No, I'm just hoping he doesn't want me to reenact any of the scenes in the book with him in the show.
Like what in particular?
Any of the stuff with fingers and the body parts, and that's always rough.
Book's quite compelling. You read it, sometimes you want to throw up. Sometimes it's so revolting that you just can't believe what you're reading.
Follow me.
But he was very honest in the book and told you everything about himself. He had a screwy childhood, I'll tell you that. I wonder what Marilyn's wearing.
Well, you don't look at Marilyn and say he had a normal...
Hey, Marilyn. Hey, you're dressed rather conservative today.
Wow.
Wow.
He's not going to wear a thong in here, I don't think.
He should wear a thong in here. Marilyn stands up very straight. He's very proud of his height, which I respect. I slouch over. I think I'm a little taller than Marilyn, aren't I?
Probably. Yeah. Just
Hey, Marilyn, how tall are you?
6'1".
You're 6'1"? But what do you wear? Heels or something?
Yeah, I got some heels on.
Yeah. You see, because...
Most guys his height don't wear heels, you're right.
Yeah. Because whenever I stand next to Marilyn, he's my height.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I slouch over. Well, you stand up so straight. You know what I mean? You know that about yourself?
Oh, I guess so. My mom made me do it when I was a kid.
Or would they beat you or
I'm
something?
from kneeling on broomsticks.
Really? Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
You look nice today.
Thanks.
Where'd you get those big glasses?
I was going to say, what kind of glasses are
At a
those?
junk store.
You remind me of one of them old movie stars, like with the big glasses. You know what I mean?
Yeah, those are big old lady glasses.
Hey, Liz, it's Marilyn the author, man. Like a whole different Marilyn. Yeah, man.
And what's that ring? Good Lord.
It's got a big-ass ring.
It's pretty good, except you ever try and put your hand down a girl's pants with rings on.
It can get caught on things.
That one's going to get caught on a lot.
Yeah. Hey, man, I'm reading the book, though. You go for both, right, man? You're into guys and chicks.
Usually girls.
Usually girls, right?
The guy thing was just,
It was a phase.
not a phase.
More than a phase. In one of the pages I'm reading, you put on, I can't even say this on the air because the FCC will, cream me, but you put on rubber gloves and you,
Investigated something?
you investigated some guy's buttocks.
Really?
Yeah.
That was on a dare, because they didn't believe that I could do it.
What a life.
I didn't do it out of pleasure.
Really?
No.
But you have had pleasure from men, is that it?
You've experienced oral sex from men. You and Twiggy mess around on stage, right? Because a couple of places in the book, you do claim that you used your hand to satisfy Twiggy.
Yeah.
That's true. Was that for pleasure?
No, I think a lot of times, we're hanging out backstage, we're bored.
I told you, it's a long time between shows.
And,
sounds like.
You're drunk, and then we figured sometimes if, our tour manager comes in, we want to just give him a little thrill.
A little happiness. Let him see some things. So you definitely don't see yourself as gay?
Not at all.
Really? Even though there has been some experimentation. Now, one of the more revealing things in the book is that you claim Dave Navarro, who is quite an accomplished musician, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and what else is he in? Jane's Addiction. Right. Dave Navarro tried to orally satisfy you. And now Dave is saying, hey, that's a lie. Marilyn tried to attack me and orally satisfy me. Now, I see you as a very honest man. I believe you.
Well, you could tell by looking at him that he has a beard, so he's much more aggressive.
Yeah.
I'd be much more passive in that situation.
You'd be more of the girl.
Despite being the Antichrist and all, he's got a beard, and that makes him... I'm pretty sure I got to go back to my rules, but if you have a mustache, that you're in the gay category.
Yeah, how did that come about? Like, Dave was backstage with you just hanging, or was he playing with you guys, or what?
No, we've been friends for a while, and he's one of those guys that, he'll make a joke like, hey, can I Yeah. Can I say that?
Like Dave, okay, wait, okay. Well, Dave is one of those guys that'll go backstage and say, "Hey, man, can I orally satisfy you?"
That's right.
Okay, go ahead, yeah.
And you'll laugh, but then if you like look at him again, you know, he's serious.
Right. So
it's one of those things.
You felt it was serious.
No, well, I was trying to go to the bathroom and he was trying to help me. So
right.
Yeah,
that's pretty serious.
I thought it was a scab.
Right.
And I looked at it real close and it had legs and I screamed.
We're really worship him, really. If you think about it, don't you think that's an accurate description? Like even two of our interns here, young kids, who really are kind of conservative looking and everything. Today they heard Marilyn was coming in. They put on special like clothes, like weird freaky clothes.
So that he might notice them?
Yeah. Where's our interns, Gary, who dressed up special for Marilyn? Do you find this a lot? I mean, people just throwing themselves at you?
I don't know. I don't go out that much, so.
Well, I have, you know, a friend who has a daughter who's about 17.
Right.
She's got his posters all over her bedroom.
Yeah.
And she would do it. I mean, every time I talk to her, she says, oh, you know Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, right.
She's not dressed so much freaky. This is dressed up for Erica. And I said, why are you so dressed up today? She said, Marilyn's coming in.
Yeah. So, Erica, you wanted Marilyn to see you wearing sort of like special clothes.
Well, I wanted to dress up. I wanted to dress up more, but I was like, well, I'm going to work, so I'm not going to wear, like, pleather or something like that.
Oh, you would have done the pleather thing.
I mean, that's got to make you feel good that, like, you know, chicks are dressing up for you and stuff, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's neat.
Very flattering.
It is very flattering.
Yeah.
Well, Marilyn now saw you.
Surely Marilyn must enjoy his fame in some way.
Right.
Well, my dad called me yesterday. He read the book, which was pretty good. Did your parents read your book?
Yeah. My mother thinks it's all made up and lies.
That's what I told them. You know, that's the easy way out.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
You said, hey, listen, I just made it up so that...
It's a fairy tale.
But you're here to say, regardless of whether your father's listening or not, that this is all true.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, as true as anything that I ever say is, I suppose. You can take it all with however you like to.
I'll tell you how crazy, before I get into stuff in the book, I'll tell you how crazy fans get. There's some guy, I don't even know if they want to bring him in. There's some guy who showed up because he heard you were coming today. He said, please allow me to meet Marilyn. I'll even eat his booger.
Oh. Hey, man, what's going on?
Hey, Gansy, how you doing?
Good. So, you wanted to meet Marilyn?
Yeah, I'd like to meet Marilyn. Get his autograph. Throw in a picture.
So what'd you say you would do in order to meet Marilyn?
I'd eat his booger, do something disgusting.
Why?
Just to meet him.
He would just eat your schnot.
Well, Twiggy's not here. Remember last time he was picking his nose the entire show?
Yeah, right. Yeah, he was. That was
He shook
weird.
your hand, too.
Yeah, he did. Like, I didn't even realize it, but then I'm watching the show on TV, and I see Twiggy's picking his nose the whole time.
Yeah, we all found out later.
Yeah.
It wasn't a light pick, Howard. It was a full knuckle.
He was digging the whole time.
He does that.
He does.
Yeah.
He's funny, that guy.
You know, he's really squeamish, because if someone else shows him a booger, he'll throw up. And sometimes, like, if he's going to the bathroom,
right,
number 2,
yeah, he'll throw up over that.
He'll smell his own number 2.
Right.
He'll throw up on himself.
Really?
I think that's kind of fun.
There's a lot of throw up in your book. Let's get into it. You know, I don't even want to see. Do you want this guy to eat your booger?
No.
You don't.
He said if a booger wasn't available, he would take spit.
Really?
Oh.
People want your body secretions, don't they?
That's not good.
Really? They want it.
That's I mean, it's all right.
Well, you'll spit on the audience, right?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. I mean, because they appreciate it.
They spit on me, so it's like a give and take love.
Got any tattoos on your fingers?
No.
I do.
You do? What'd you get?
Oh, there, right here. See that?
Oh.
Yeah, see that?
That's nice.
He's got tons of tattoos.
Yeah, you're so silly. You're trying to touch Marilyn.
Oh, look how freaky I am, man. Hey, look, you know in those glasses you look like Swifty Lazar? Remember see that guy at the Oscars?
Really? I
Yeah.
thought I looked like Sussy Peterson more.
Yeah, you look good, man. You look like one of those old movie starlets.
Thanks.
Yeah, you really do. All right, so Marilyn Manson, first fact from the book.
Get rid of the booger guy.
You get rid of the booger guy. What did you say, Robin?
They're like Sophia Loren glasses. You know how Sophia had her line of glasses?
No, Marilyn's a good-looking guy.
Thanks.
Yeah, they really are, man. I think you are. You think Marilyn's a good-looking guy? You like his body.
Yeah, he's got a great body.
I think you're good looking in the movie, especially when they've got you all sensitive looking.
Yeah,
You got your sensitive moments.
When I'm more feminine.
Yeah.
I'm more of a feminine man. Thank you.
So why would you go as far as eating his booger to meet him?
I don't know. This is some sort of attraction towards him. Nothing sexual. It's just, I don't know, more or less spiritual.
You spit on your mother, and you even tried to choke her. Is that correct?
Sad to say, yeah.
Now, what's up with that?
You caught him, and also the family secret was that Grandpa wore women's undergarments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, did he do that all the time?
You know, I don't know for sure. I was always afraid of him because he was kind of like a monster to me, like someone that hid in the basement. And
like Grandpa Munster.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, my parents never really talked about it too much.
But how did you catch him masturbating?
Well, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a private investigator or something like that. So I used to spy on him as practice. That was like my game.
That's cool.
And we first kind of discovered all these
secrets about the family,
greasy sex toys, and
in Grandpa's basement.
Yeah, in his toolbox, he had some other tools. You know.
Really? That had to freak you out, huh?
Well, they had suction cups on the bottom, and that's what scared me because I figured, you know, maybe sitting downstairs and he gets up and then there's something there that wasn't, you know, you didn't expect to see there.
Wow. And so Grandpa, you started spying on Grandpa. It's funny because, like, I was into that as a kid as well. I wanted to start a private detective service, and I started spying on my neighbor's uncle because he lived in the basement of the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw him reading a Playboy one night, sitting next to his wife in a lawn chair while he diddled his wife with his hands. And he'd read Playboy, look at Playboy, and his wife was this big fat pig. And he would just, like, look at the pictures in Playboy and mess around with his wife. How weird is that to see?
I think it, like both of us wanting to do that, it kind of comes from being our personality voyeuristic and.
No, you know where it comes from?
Toms and
we never could touch base with our parents, so that was our way of reaching out and trying to find out things about other people.
I think maybe I was just looking for pornography.
You think it was that simple, huh?
That's simple.
But no,
so you wouldn't do any good in therapy.
So,
all right. You ever been in therapy?
No.
Never. You don't care?
No.
Right. So you grew up as a kid. You were alienated, loser. Kids in school didn't like you, and even at 12.
What was that all about? I mean, you never had a
had
regular
anybody
period where you had buddies and stuff?
No friends.
Yeah, I had a couple friends now and then. I was a nerd in high school band.
Right.
And I got stuck playing the cymbals.
Yeah, what's that?
It's not like a big instrument to play when you're trying to pick up girls.
Why the cymbals? Why didn't you try to learn music, play the clarinet, even anything where cymbals? Why cymbals?
Well, I wanted to play drums.
Yeah, and your mother wouldn't let you.
Stuck with the cymbals.
Right.
Yeah.
Would your parents not let you have drums because they're too loud?
They let me have one drum.
Oh, that's nice. Great. Way to kill a kid's creativity. All right, so the first time you had oral sex, you say in the book, was from a slutty, filthy cheerleader.
Mm-hmm.
How old?
How old was I? 16.
16. And, of course, she gave you lice, but your mother was freaking out so bad that she gave you crabs, actually, so your mom said, hey, those are not crabs, that's lice.
No, what happened was I came home one day and I was kind of scratching myself, and I picked off this, I thought it was a scab.
Right.
And I looked at it real close, and it had legs, and I screamed.
Yeah.
And I go run into my mom was my first reaction.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, that's lice, honey.
I see.
Don't you worry about it.
Yeah.
Because my parents still think I'm a virgin up until this day.
Really?
And,
have they taken a good look at you? I mean, really. I mean, come on.
And so here was the excuse I came up with. She said, you know what, you probably got it from a tanning bed.
Right.
Because at the time I had to go to a tanning bed.
Why?
Because I had bad skin.
Really? You?
And that's probably the hardest thing that I have to admit is that I went to a tanning bed looking at my complexion.
Yeah, I mean, because you're completely pale now. I can't imagine you tanning.
Yeah.
But a lot of kids have to go to tanning beds if they have, like, pimples and junk.
Really? I've never heard of it.
It supposedly dries everything out. All right, this is what I found most fascinating about your book. You considered yourself a mama's boy. You detested the fact that you were a mama's boy. You wanted to break free of that.
Why did you consider yourself a mama's boy, first of all?
Well, my mom always babied me. I don't think she ever wanted me to grow up. I remember when I was probably 12 or 13, she would come home with Gerber's baby food, and I'd say, Mom, what's this for? And she'd say, oh, well, you love this. I'm like, yeah, I loved it when I was in diapers.
Yeah, Mom, I'm a teenager.
Did she try to feed you and stuff?
No.
Was she into infantilism?
No, but you know what? I think that I still had to have my mom wipe for me when I was a 10 at least.
Hey, me too, I think.
Really?
Yeah, my mom wanted me to stay in the nest.
Oh, wait a minute. She didn't wipe for you.
She took my temperature anally till I was 18.
You know, I could never take my temperature orally.
Right.
So I always...
You had trouble taking it orally?
I couldn't do it.
So you always took your temperature anally?
Yeah.
No kidding. To this day, do you still take your temperature anally?
For kicks now. But...
Yeah. So you got so mad at your mom and you wanted to break free of her that you took her Avon cologne bottle and you smashed her in the face with it, you hit her with it, you spit on your mother, and you even tried to choke her. Is that correct?
In one Yeah, it's sad to say, yeah. That's one of the
Really?
things that,
I mean, did you really hurt her?
Yeah, I did. And
Yeah.
looking back, that's one of the things that,
You're not proud of.
makes me the most regretful in my life. Because, I was at that period when you're a teenager and you just don't know what to do. And
Right. Well, I guess she kept her mouth shut after that, though. I bet she really minded her P's and Q's,
But you
didn't
didn't bring
she?
any more Gerbers, did you?
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I think she got the hint, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aw.
So
my mom's great. She's all, I feel bad.
did she fight back at all?
No.
No, you just kicked her ass.
Yeah, I kicked her ass.
Yeah. It would be embarrassing to start kicking her.
She's a tougher mom now.
Yeah. In other words, she learned her lesson. And and when you spit on your mom, that had to be really nauseating, right?
I don't remember that so much, like the details of it and how I was feeling at the time, but
she must have done something really bad to piss you off.
Well, I thought she was having an affair, and I thought she was going to break up the marriage.
Right.
And that really is what troubled me.
Was she having an affair?
I don't know. I
still don't know to this day.
We can call up my dad and ask him.
Yeah.
Wow. But they stayed together.
Yeah, they're still together. My parents are still married.
Yeah. Well, I tell you one thing, man. She knew she'd get her ass kicked if she tried to break up. So you must have really loved your mom.
Yes.
Did you ever French kiss your mom or see her naked?
Oh.
Yeah, I did see my mom naked a lot. You know what's...
Was she good looking?
My mom was good looking.
Yeah.
She still is, but she was really beautiful when she was young. And there was a funny thing when I was growing up. My parents always used to walk around the house naked.
Right.
Have you ever seen your dad like wake up from a nap and he's half
naked?
aroused?
Yeah.
Got like a wobbly kind of baby.
Oh, that's horrible.
Flopping around.
You saw your father half aroused?
Yeah.
That's a terrible thing to see.
Your dad's penis is so big when you're a kid.
My dad, you know what? I've got to tell you the truth. That was traumatic for me as well. I only saw my dad's genitals once. And my dad used to get dressed in the closet and everything, just so I wouldn't see his genitals. And I don't know, he always dressed with his ass facing me, you know what I mean? And one time I saw his penis, and it really was quite mature. And it was really...
Well, he was a grown man.
It was, but it's a nice size, and it always emasculated me because mine is so small.
Do you... See, I have always wondered if your father was really big or you were just really small.
No, he's big. Oh, no. That's right. I'm really small.
No, I meant as a child.
Oh.
It looked big.
No, it's pretty big. I mean, it's not like Johnny Watt Holmes or even, but it's a normal size. And I was always very envious of that. I had penis envy.
Still don't know.
As a kid, I had some terrible penis stories.
I know.
When I was really young, my urethra had kind of grown shut or something.
I thought only chicks have a urethra.
And I don't know.
Everybody has.
I don't know. I didn't know what it is.
There's a hole in there.
Yeah, right.
And they had to drill it out with this big, long razor.
Cool.
Yeah.
At a young age.
Oh, man. While you were awake?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Do they anesthetize you for that?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh.
All right.
And one of the other weird things about my family.
Speaking of family.
Yeah, you got to read this book. It's good.
My mom used to keep her big red enema bag hanging in the shower, but I never knew what it was.
Yeah, I think my mom had some weird
with
bag.
a big white tube.
Yeah, what's up with that?
And the funny thing was...
That's a douche bag.
Right. And I was like 10 years old or something. I'm taking a bath, and sometimes I would eat in the bathtub, and I'd have like my Coca-Cola. Right. And I poured the Coca-Cola into the red bag, and I was drinking out of the tube like a big ball.
That's so original. So you drank a Coke out of a douchebag.
It was great.
Oh, that's so cool.
No, until later.
Is that in the book? I don't recall reading that.
You used the little...
You forgot that.
You used the little clamp to stop it and then open it. Oh, that's too fun.
Maybe we can get this in the next printing. It's a very important story. I mean, people want to understand. You covered your penis with a cardboard tube from a roll-up of paper towels and duct tape.
Yeah. Tired of the typical...
To move some of your ribs so that you could perform oral sex on yourself are untrue. Am I correct?
Dave Navarro took me out to dinner, and we got barbecued ribs, and he tried to give me oral sex. I think that's where the rumor...
All right, so obviously that is not true.
That's not true.
All right, let's... I don't get this one. I know your biggest fantasy was to record Charles Manson's music, that you consider him a genius in some way. I mean, I listen to the music of Manson. I personally...
I didn't find anything there.
Yeah, to be honest with you, because I've listened to a lot of it. By the way, thanks for the nice words you say about me in the book, Marilyn. Very, very nice.
Did I say something nice about you?
Yeah, you mentioned me. You said some nice things about me. That's pretty decent.
Because I love you like that.
Well, thanks, man.
If you had a mustache, I don't know.
Feelings very mutual. Anyway, Marilyn Manson.
You have a mustache.
Yeah, I did. You wouldn't want to see me.
That's why you weren't picking up the chicks.
Yeah.
The mustache was the turning point.
I was mostly getting guys.